Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a rowdy couple in love that loves reacting to some RWBY.
It's the penultimate episode. It's getting intense.
Yes, it is. So season 4, episode 11. If you want early free access to our RWBY reactions, check out the description of this video because we got a link to our Patreon there, as well as a playlist for all of our RWBY reactions here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
I don't know.
So based on the thumbnail, looks like we're gonna see some more of our villain characters.
Sindel? Not Sindel.
Cinder.
Cinder. There it is.
Sindel, you get Mortal Kombat
on the brain.
Yeah.
It is. It totally is.
Yeah, so, which is good, because it's been a while since we checked in on her, and like, I don't know, she was so cool, and now she's just all whimpering, and yeah. She gotta reclaim her badassery. Nice.
Wow.
Quick work.
Enough. I thought you were the girl that wanted power. Did you lie to me? Then
Use
stop
your words.
holding back. If you wish to master your new powers, you must...
Scorpion? Yeah.
I'm sorry. She'll forgive me. Please, forgive me.
Tyrion. Your task. Were you successful?
Does he look successful?
No. But hope is not lost. My tail, my stinger, I poisoned him. Crow. He will not be a nuisance to you any longer. No, no longer. I've done that. Have I done well? Have I pleased you?
Kill him.
The last eye is blinded. You disappoint me.
That's totally the crowd you want to hang with.
Yep. Yep. Getting in her colors.
I don't remember saying that you were ready.
Oh, yeah? You gonna try and stop me?
No. I think I'm still too sore after our last fight. I just wanted a better goodbye than a letter. And I also have a question for you.
Where's she going?
Where are you going?
She's getting back in the game.
What do you mean?
Well, despite asking him numerous times not to, I know that Crow told you where your mother's been at these days.
Ooh.
I know how much you want to see her. I've stopped you in the past, and I won't anymore. And we both read the note. We know your sister is headed to Mistral. So,
Who are you choosing to follow?
where are you going?
Ah, of course. Ding, 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 ding,
Well,
ding, ding, ding.
You might also be able to determine it based on why is she going. If she thinks Ruby's fine and can fend for herself,
True.
she'll go to her mom.
Yep. Very true.
But if she thinks Ruby needs her, she'll go to Ruby in a heartbeat.
Good call, beautiful.
Those are some very large suits of armor.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Nothing gets past you.
Nothing. Butthead.
Master Whitley, yes, of course. I'll be just a moment. Head to the first floor library. I'll meet you there.
You need to control yourself.
You're talking to me about control? Do you even hear what you're saying?
I am basing everything on my reports from your daughter.
A daughter you stole!
But we are not
You
getting
stole.
it out of here.
Oh yes, we have far more pressing matters to discuss, starting with your apparent lunacy.
Doc!
Winter is one of my best. If she's telling me there's a threat in Mistral, then I'm not going to take that news lightly.
Yeah.
She's been there for weeks. People are mobilizing, sudden spikes in weapons and dust trade. Someone is about to make a play, and I do not trust Leo to stop them.
You've never trusted anyone other than yourself.
And for good reason!
If Oz had just listened to me from the start.
You need to get a grip.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Around your
Our
throat.
people
Yep.
need protection. By this time next week, the Kingdom of Atlas will be officially closing its borders. No one in, no one out,
Oh, damn.
without the Council's permission.
That is a mistake.
You mean without your permission?
And if that becomes the case, I would think you'd want to be on my good side.
No. Don't overreact, dude.
Yeah, he's crossed the line before in the name of safety.
Yeah.
Not the first time.
She's locking me in so they can talk it out.
It's locked.
What are you talking about?
Klein! Klein, where are you?
It's me, brother. Oh, okay. Thank God.
Keep your voice down. I told you I'd be here. Are you sure Mistral is safe?
It's where her sister is.
No. But it's where I'll find Winter.
I suppose she'll be the only family you have left after tonight.
I'll always have you.
You most certainly will.
Go.
Quick, run.
Go. Now.
Well, that's convenient. Your stuff is right there.
She dropped it when she went to hug him.
Oh, okay. I thought you dropped it like kind of farther back
you,
though.
Klein.
When she went through and hung him.
That's true.
Nice. We're checking in with everybody. Good. I always sleep with my gloves.
Blake?
This is why, son. This is why I left them all behind.
What are you... Wait. Where am I?
I am done seeing my friends hurt because of me.
Blake.
Shut up! Do you think I like being alone? Every day I think about them. Ruby, Weiss, Yang. They were my friends.
Still
I love
are?
them like I never thought I could love anybody. And I hope they hate me for leaving.
Oh.
You don't mean that.
Yes, I do! Everyone thinks they can help me, but they can't. You saw Ilya last night, and she's not even the worst. No. No more. They're better off without me. I made my choices, and I'll deal with the consequences because they belong to me.
You think you're being selfless, but you're not. Yeah. That chameleon friend of yours got me pretty good. But I'd do it all again if it meant protecting you. And I can promise Yang would say the same.
Damn right.
You can make your own choices, sure. But you don't get to make ours. When your friends fight for you, it's because we want to. So stop pushing us out. That hurts more than anything the bad guys could ever do to us. But if it makes you feel any better, the next time I go up against Lizard Girl, it won't be for you. It'll be to get even.
Yeah, flex with the other arm.
My hero.
Oh dear.
Nice
Would
callback.
you look at that. He's awake. Thank goodness.
Carly, please.
Mom!
Hey, Mrs. B.
What are you doing?
Well, sweetheart, your father needed to speak with the two of you.
Huh?
I'm afraid you were right to be suspicious.
What do you mean?
Adam Taurus is planning to overthrow the leader of the White Fang and stage a full-scale attack on Haven Academy. It will be the fall of Beacon all over again.
Not if we destroy the White Fang, once and for all.
No. We're not going to destroy the White Fang.
Infiltrate it?
We're going to take it back.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. They're not all terrible people, they're just being led by the wrong person.
Get into their worser, baser instincts instead
Yeah.
of their better selves.
What are you guys doing here?
Did you hear that noise? What was that?
No.
Ren, what is it?
Wait. Do you guys hear that?
No.
Ren?
The horseman.
God, that thing is terrifying.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right, so I like that we checked in with everybody right before the final episode of the season. I was hoping we were gonna do that. Cinder still let me down. Just all like, I thought you wanted to be tough and badass and powerful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
And she like got all these amazing powers.
I know!
And we get to see them in action and they look incredible. And yet she's just so mopey and just like, ugh.
Which, if that leads her maybe to the good side, and she realizes that she doesn't like the way that this all went down, and she's fighting for the wrong side, then okay, I'm all for that. If this is like a crisis of conscience, and it gets her to change sides, and great. But like, I need a little bit more. I need some justification as to why she is so like timid all of a sudden. And like she had a battle with Ruby, and like maybe she thought she was gonna be super powerful, and then just getting owned by Ruby for a little bit, like kind of knocked her down a peg or two. But yeah, for someone that was like really fun the first 3 seasons, a little disappointed in her.
Especially because it so juxtaposes the momentum on the other side of the show, like with Ren's storyline after the last episode, where his father was just like, act. Like, the worst thing you can do is not to act. Cue Cinder, moping in a corner, not acting. I mean, she was doing something in this episode. At least we got to see her new power, and it is crazy impressive. And I agree with you. If this is all leading to her flipping sides, great. Maybe we could like get there next episode. Good. Only because so much moping and you get turned off by the character. So like,
yeah, exactly.
Even if she doesn't flip sides on the next episode, I need to at least know where this is coming from. And right now I don't know where it's coming from. Seeing her and how she was dealing with this power, seeing her responses to the other characters in this episode feels like it's lending itself towards her changing sides or at least walking away. I'm not clear on if she's truly crisis of conscience, I've found my moral compass, or if she's more like, I fought Ruby and I think we might lose. And I don't want to be on the losing side. I'm not sure where her motivation is.
Okay.
Either of those two is acceptable.
Yeah.
But just like by next episode, I need some kind of clarity.
Yeah, it's something. I think you nailed it on the head with Yang, the fact of like, if she thinks that Ruby's okay, which I think she probably will think that Ruby's okay, because like, especially like, I think she'll have faith in Jean and Ren and Nora to keep Ruby safe, and especially if Crow is looking after Ruby.
As far as she knows.
As far as she knows, and she doesn't know that like, Crow's poisoned and everything right now.
Yeah.
Then I think that Yang will go after her mother, especially after like the whole train scene, and her mom like just popping in. I think that, Yang's gonna go there.
And I was feeling pretty confident, like, I don't know, 3 episodes ago that Crow was going to live and they wouldn't have kept him alive for that episode if he wasn't going to survive. I am less confident now. So they've done a good job in terms of like, you think you know this story because you've seen it a million times. Oh, but you don't because he's still alive and you thought he was going to die. Oh, we're 3 episodes later. Oh, and he's still alive, but barely. See, now he might die. So I like what they're doing there because I'm not seeing clearly what's coming next. And when you do, you can give yourself a pat on the back and be like, oh, I'm so good at predicting this. But it's not as much fun as if you didn't know what was coming. That's more fun for you as an audience member. So I'm glad that they've kind of strung this out long enough that now I'm no longer sure where it's going. They could kill him off in the finale episode. I'll be devastated because I think he's an amazing character. But they could do that. Especially because that will have such an impact on Ruby in particular, but it could also have a significant impact on Yang and Yang's mother if those two are together in another part of the world. I'm really worried about how Ren is going to respond to the next episode. He was obviously paralyzed with fear and with good reason. I mean, I would say that is the most terrifying Grimm we've seen yet, and I think we've seen a dragon.
We have seen a dragon.
For that, I mean, just everything about that came out. They could build a horror movie around this character. Like, this character is the stuff of nightmares. So yeah, I would be very interested to see what happens to Ren and Nora, especially because in that moment, it was very much Ren who seemed impacted and paralyzed with fear. But Nora was there too, and yet she didn't seem to have the same response. So I'm kind of curious those two and how they react, because does Nora remember what happened?
She might not.
Exactly. Like, sometimes traumatic episodes are so crazy traumatic to your system that you block them out and you literally wipe the memory from your own mind. And I'm just kind of wondering if that maybe will be her storyline, only because we focused so much in on Ren, and Ren was so paralyzed, and Nora was just kind of there, like, looking at him a little bit like, are you okay? So yeah, I'll be interested to see how that unfolds.
And really impressed with Sun and calling out Blake. And because, like, in trying to basically calling out Blake for being selfish, like, you're trying to think you're doing like a selfless thing, and you are thinking of other people, like, just, okay, I'm worried about their own well-being, and, I don't want them to get caught up in, like, my own mess, and, like, whoever's around me gets hurt, and I want to protect them by pushing them away. But like Sun said, like, you're like, they have their own choice. And really what you want is, yes, you want them to be safe, but also you don't want to have guilt. So it's a little bit selfish as well. It's not like a totally like selfless act, like, push them away because, I should be alone myself. I think also there's like, you don't want the, like, if something bad is to happen to them and then you blame yourself, you're going to have that guilt as well, which, so.
I'd actually push back a little bit on your phrasing of it.
Go for it.
I think everything you said is true. The only thing I take issue with is framing it as selfish. Because I don't think it's selfishness. I think it's her ego is speaking. So, like, how there are different parts of you that can come out, and, like, one thing they always talk about is, like, some of the best people with the healthiest ego appear to be egoless because they don't need to prove their ego. They aren't centered around their ego. They don't need to talk about their ego. And yet everything that you said about her in terms of, like, I don't want my friends hurt. I'm going to handle this. I'm thinking of you all and keeping you safe. Those are all great and wonderful thoughts to have. They're not selfish thoughts per se, but they are all I-based thoughts. They are all centered around, I, Blake, am saying this. I, Blake, am deciding this for you, which is all driven by your ego.
I think for me saying selfish is more so the fact that you, like, Blake in that moment wanting to protect other people, in my mind, part of it, like, I don't think it's, sometimes it's just, you don't realize motivations for your actions. And, I think part of it, not all of it, I think part of it for not wanting her friends, like pushing her friends away, not wanting them to be near her for fear of them getting injured for, like, like by Adam or, like, the White Fang or, like, things that she's mixed up in, is because then if they get injured, she will feel that guilt for them being injured, which pushing someone away so you don't want to feel guilt, to me, is selfish more than selfless. That's where I was coming at it for that. I didn't think it was selfish for, like, her to push her friends away necessarily. Like, that act in itself isn't selfish. It's the underlying reasons behind that, which, again, I mean, I guess maybe is it selfish if she doesn't realize the reasons that she's really pushing them away? No,
that makes a lot of sense. And now, like, hearing them, like, yeah, in a sense that is selfishness, because you were thinking of your own selfish desires or protecting your own self from pain and guilt. So I actually think that we're both right.
I agree with that. I will settle on that.
Because I think there is some self. I think the issue with it I have with selfishness is just sort of like, when I think of selfish, I think of, like, these are my toys, I won't share. I think of that kind of negative connotation. This is in a sense that if you're protecting yourself from bad feelings, it's also kind of some self-preservation if you don't feel like you can take to lose a friend or something. Like after
self-preservation is a good way to put it.
With
that's
Yang,
that's a better spin.
You know, she might not be able to handle another friend being hurt for her, especially because she's just seen Sun get nearly significantly hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that all, whenever you are so focused around an I or a me, it's most likely your ego is fueling your thoughts in that moment. So I think it is also that part as well.
All right. So let us know what you thought. Is it selfish? Is it ego? Is it both? Down below in the comments. And if you want all of our RWBY reactions, we got a playlist down below in the description of this video, as well as a link to our Patreon. Get early ad-free access. You can see the next episode.
Yeah.
The finale for season 4, episode 12. That's coming up next. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for RWBY Volume 4, episode 11, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.